in honor of this awesome college matchup, Rob and I are going to take a little trip down memory lane and relive our glory college days.
Oh, back to school to prove to my mama I ain't no fool.
Is that Billy Madison?
Something like that.
Back to school.
'Cause I'm not a fool.
I'm no fool. Let's go down memory lane of our college life. Why'd you choose Arizona?
You know, that's a great question, and everyone asks me that because I'm from Buffalo, New York. I actually played my senior year actually in Pittsburgh at Woodland Hills, but I claim myself in Buffalo. Obviously, I grew up there for 17 years. So my dad's in the business world of selling fitness equipment commercially and retail. And he goes on those conventions, you know, those business trips. And he met a friend there that did the same exact thing that he does in Arizona. And that guy was an Arizona alumni, part of the Desert Storm defense and all that. And when we were growing up, he became my dad's good friend. And every time they went on these, business trips, they always met up. I was growing up, we were just kids. So he was in my dad's ear. Hey, when your kids, biggest Wildcat alumni, loves the Wildcat. Hey, when your kids grow up, they got to take a trip to University of Arizona. And this guy became really good friends with my dad. So you got to bring them to the University of Arizona. So then my older brothers, they were getting recruited. They weren't at a high level. So whatever you can do, you got to call up a friend. Hey, can you, have this coach look at my son? So I actually went on the trip. So I just tagged along when I was a sophomore in high school just to see what it was like. And I got on
two Gronks on a visit trip?
Yeah, and I got to the campus. I was like, God damn, man, what kind of school is this? I mean, they got pools, they got palm trees. I mean, it's sunny every single day. It's 90 degrees. And that's when I first fell in love with the University of Arizona. So shout out to Donnie Salem. He's still doing the same thing. He's still in the fitness world, selling fitness equipment, retail, and commercially. He's actually a sponsor. He sponsors the Denver Broncos because he's based out of Denver now. So without Donnie, I would have never been at the University of Arizona.
Freaking Donnie. I went to Kent State.
Yeah. Why'd you pick Kent State, Jules? Like Kent State, like you're from the Bay Area. Yeah. Kent State's in Ohio. I mean, I think they do Halloween really well in Ohio, but I don't think you were into things like that when you were a kid.
No.
Why'd you pick Kent State?
I picked Kent State. My goal in high school is I just wanted to play Division I quarterback. D1. Didn't matter where. I just wanted to go D1. I really wanted to go to play in the Pac-10. I wanted to go to Berkeley because that's where I was from, that area. And Aaron Rodgers went to Butte, and I went to JUCO, and he went to Berkeley after. So I kind of like wanted to go to Berkeley. Played 1 year at JUCO, lit it up, and then all these schools started asking, sending me letters, and Kent sent me out and offered me a scholarship after my first year. And a lot of these schools wanted me to change positions. Kent's like, we'll let you compete for our quarterback right now. I took a trip out there, and I had the opposite thing of what you had of like, oh, palm trees. I was like, man, it's freezing out here. There's no leaves. I was coming from California where it's never really fall out here. You know what I mean? And it was like bare. It was cold. I went to a spring practice. And I was like, fuck it, man. If I go here, I could play. I could play right away. I watched their practices, and I was like, I'm going here. Fuck it. It's the best thing that happened. I'm going to play in the cold. Mm-hmm. Kent State going flashes, baby. Let's go. Shout out Casey Wolf.
Did you have any other offers?
Not after that one. Not yet.
No, just Kent State.
Just Kent State.
So you're going there no matter what. Kent State.
I still had another year at JUCO. I had another year at JUCO.
Oh, you could have played JUCO.
I had one more year at JUCO.
Yeah, but you were paying for JUCO, right?
Yeah, but it's like $500.
So what? It's $500 you didn't have. You would have had to take out a loan or a free ride. Yeah, get $500 a month from the school.
My pops took care of that one.
That's a good pops right there. Shout out to the pop.
Did you have any other offers?
Yeah, I had a couple other ones. My top four was Ohio State, Clemson, Syracuse, because it was right down the street, about 3 hours away from Buffalo, and Arizona. So those were my top four schools. And I had the wildest recruiting visit to the University of Clemson. I had one of the best times. I mean, shout out to my hosts. I don't even know their names out there, but they're probably telling the story to this day still of those guys that were on the team that hosted me at the University of Clemson.
What's this story?
I mean, I remember I was on a bar, I was dancing, and then I don't know, there was cheerleaders there, and I was just going ham like I usually go ham. Like, that's all I wanted to do. Like, hammer it off like apple juice, I'm talking.
Yeah.
Apple juice hammered, and it was great time. I had a voicemail after I picked the University of Arizona of, some girl that night, I guess I gave my number to, like literally left a voicemail on my phone after I picked the Wildcats and was like, basically just told me how bad I messed up with my decision. Yeah. I'm not going to exactly say what the voicemail was, but I was like, this is incredible. I thought I was so cool. Yeah.
Ohio State.
Ohio State was awesome. Right there. I was hungover off apple juice there too. And that picture that went viral when I was in high school and took a visit there. I was definitely, a little apple juiced
Look
out.
at little Rob.
And
man.
I was at the game. Let me tell you, Ohio State, Clemson, you can't beat their facilities. You can't beat their organization. You can't beat the crowd. You can't beat their stadiums. But it just wasn't my fit. And if you know me personally, I'm not a guy that can get intrigued by that type of stuff. I'm a guy that sticks to my roots. The University of Arizona was where I belonged. I felt at home there. I felt like I could go there and play right away. And also at the same time, I knew if you did well enough, it was Division I, you're going to go to the NFL. Like there's guys going to the NFL at Arizona.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can get to the NFL still. So it wasn't like
it's still a D1 program.
Yeah, D1. I wanted to, be part of a team that turned it around. I like Coach Stoops. Ohio State, though, I was blown away about everything. But at the same time, I was like, I can have all this if I make it to the NFL.
And you did?
Yeah, and I did.
Did you almost get kicked out of Arizona at all?
I never really have. We got in a couple big fights.
Yeah.
That was I would probably say that was the closest to getting kicked, off the team.
Yeah.
But there was a big, huge fight. There was like 10 guys
Same.
involved. Like I got brought in like 3 days later by the police officer that was investigating it. And he was actually on our side. And literally I didn't even like open my mouth. I didn't tattle on anyone. I was like, I don't even know what fight you're talking about. And he's like, no, I'm here for you. I'm on your guys' side. But still, I'm like, I don't know, man. I was just walking by and I don't really remember much.
Gronk, no rat.
Yeah. No rat. No rat. Stick to the roots. Arizona was where it was at. Other schools were great, beautiful, nothing bad to say. Just I belonged, at the University of Arizona.
And I belonged at Kent State.
You did belong at Kent State.
And I loved Kent State. It opened up my perspective to the country. It was a great, the people of the Midwest and Ohio, Northeast Ohio are such awesome people. They love football out there. I was just always disappointed because I went to Kent State and everyone would leave our game to go watch the Ohio State game. Like we had no fans. If Ohio State had a game during the same time, people at our school, at every school in Ohio, love Ohio State. I didn't realize how big it was because, I grew up in the Bay Area where, we had Cal and Stanford, but it was really a pro sport area. We had Niners, Giants, Warriors, Sharks early in my life, came in there. And Cal and Stanford were big, but it wasn't huge. And I didn't realize how big college football was until I went to Ohio and I saw how big Ohio State and that fan group was. It was freaking crazy to me.
Here's a question. I've always wondered this because Ohio State's so big. They get 10,000 plus people a game. And you went to school in Ohio at Kent State. Is Ohio State the football program out of all football programs at any level in the state of Ohio? Does it dominate
100%.
The Cincinnati Bengals?
Without
Does
a
it
doubt.
dominate the Cleveland Browns?
Yes.
If you're in Ohio, you grow up in Ohio, it's all about the Buckeyes, or is it about the Browns or the Bengals more?
Buckeyes, number one, guarantee. You could go anywhere in the state. Like you go down to like Cincinnati, and you can see this in like gas stations, or you go to like Cracker Barrels that are all over. They'll always have Ohio State shit. They're selling Ohio State mugs, this, that. You go to like the West Virginia part of Ohio where it touches down there. You see nothing but Ohio State. You go up to Dayton, which is a different area, like near Indiana and stuff. They love Ohio. They love Ohio State everywhere in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand it. It's huge. Did you ever host any recruiting trips with any other NFL guys?
No, not really. So when I was at the University of Arizona, they didn't allow me to host anyone.
Why?
Yeah, I hosted one player, and we got chased by a helicopter.
No, you didn't.
I swear.
What do you mean you got chased by a fucking helicopter?
We got chased by a helicopter. I hid under a car. Yeah, and this recruit was running around with me. He was a top JUCO recruit. I thought I definitely sold him. I thought he was definitely coming to the University of Arizona.
He didn't?
No, he ended up going to Arizona State. Never seen him again until he goes to Arizona State. I was like, I thought he was definitely going to choose the University of Arizona. Like I was like, and then I'm on the Patriots, like 2016 or something. I don't know what year exactly. We signed some guy on the practice squad mid-season. a lineman. He comes up to me. He's like, "Yo, Gronk, remember me?" And like, back in my mind, I'm like, "I do, but I don't," because I never seen him again. He left after that night. He was gone. Then chose Arizona State, big time recruit. He's like, "Yeah, you hosted me at the University of Arizona," and then everything just started clicking. And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I was like, "How you doing? How you doing?" He's like, "I'll remember that night for the rest of my life." But I can't believe he went to go be a Devil.
Yeah, I mean, he can't set foot in Tucson anymore because the goddamn helicopter will chase him. He had to go to Arizona State.
The message of
we should write a movie off that hangover. That's like a hangover shit.
Was basically we were at a party and got broken up, and there was always a helicopter that broke it up, and everyone started running. And just the premises of the story is the helicopter followed us. So then I was like,
two biggest guys. Yeah. I mean, this guy's a lineman.
I was like, oh,
you're fucking
this.
Rob. There's probably two.
But we got away. We got away
scot-free.
It helped my skills. Help my football skills on the field.
So
if you can get away from a helicopter, you can get away from a defender.